When the National Kidney Registry decided to embark upon a podcast, I started doing my research by going to my friend Lori Lee's Donor Diaries podcast. And there she included in episode 0 the story behind her podcast. It didn't totally make sense for us to have an episode 0 when our blog is called One Is Enough. So we're going to call this our Prelude episode to introduce all of you to the podcast. As we'll state in the intro of every one of our podcasts, if I can remember, moving forward, our goal is to normalize the conversation about living kidney donation. And while One Is Enough is in some ways a catchy spin-off of a classic TV sitcom, we hope to drive home the message that for most, one really is enough. If you are considering becoming a living kidney donor, we want to assure you that you can live a healthy and full life post-donation. If you are an individual who will need a kidney transplant, we want you to know that there is hope for a healthier life if just one person steps up and donates on your behalf. Our podcast will cover a wide variety of topics related to kidney donation. Co-hosted by Samantha Hill, my colleague at the National Kidney Registry and living kidney recipient, we hope to provide two unique but intertwined perspectives. The National Kidney Registry's logo is actually a variation of the yin-yang, a philosophical concept that describes opposite but interconnected forces. In a way, that's what we hope to share with our listeners, assuming we'll get listeners. The interconnected stories of donation and transplantation. We'll also bring in some amazing guests who will support us in sharing everything from cutting-edge science to inspiring stories. We're excited to embark on this journey with our guests and our listeners, and to serve as a voice for living kidney donors and those individuals who need a kidney transplant. Even if you don't fall into one of those two categories, or your life has never been impacted by kidney disease, or you've never contemplated becoming a living donor, just remember that one is enough. I hope that you listen to our podcast objectively and you find that one thing that you think is worth sharing. Just remember, one voice is also enough to make change.